is Kitchen Treasure Hunt, and the idea is we want to learn about your kitchen, and you're going to do it all from your head. We're sort of like in your mind right now,
Yeah,
in the kitchen in your head. Um, and so I'll just ask you some of these questions, and we'll see what you come up with, what you can pull out of your internal kitchen for us.
sounds fun.
Um, okay, well, my first question for you. So the round one of Kitchen Treasure Hunt is the rarities. These are the rare things that you have in your kitchen, and most people don't have. And my first question, if there was a fire in your house and you had to save something from the kitchen, what would you save?
The one thing that I always bring with me when I travel, and I would feel bad if it got lost in a fire, is my sauce whisk. I've had it since I was like 20 years old.
Okay.
It kind of looks like this.
Oh, okay. Wait, is it like this? Hold on. I'll try.
Yeah, it's like the one on the left. I called it a Magi whisk for a while but it's something that Nigella used a lot in our
Yeah,
culture.
that's why I got it.
Yeah, nice.
I use
That's
it to
mine.
make dressings and stuff.
Yeah, dressings. Anytime I have an egg that needs whisking, I almost like always reach for it over like a bigger whisk. I
Do you
love it.
find it hard to clean though?
No, I just put it in my dishwasher.
No, but why is this the most cherished item or the thing you'd save in a fire? Like, couldn't you replace this pretty easily?
I think I could, but the thing about it is it's like I got it when I was alone in Paris at 20 years old, like before I became a food writer. It's like kind of maybe one of the oldest objects in my kitchen. And as sentimental value, it's like I got it when I kind of was first figuring out that I wanted to do food for a career.
Oh, I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool. Um, maybe I'll be able to like pull the items that you have in your kitchen out from my
Yeah.
kitchen. Maybe I have the same ones.
Totally.
Okay, well, number two is what is the oldest item in your kitchen?
Yeah. I thought about this. The sauce Swiss is definitely one of them. But I think when I think about my kitchen, I have the very first global chef's knife that I ever bought, which I bought it in my 20s. And I just couldn't bring myself to like give it away or throw it away, even though I've since replaced it with all other like newer chef's knives. But I don't know. I feel like a chef's knife is such a symbolic object for some people. It's not something I would save in a fire, but I
Right.
would. But it's definitely the oldest. Probably had it since I was like, I don't know, 18.
Do you sharpen it? Like, do you keep it really sharp?
Not this one. This one has so many dents. I mean, I'm gonna draw it right now. It's like a knife that has um it's like has a steel handle. It's so light.
Mhm.
And I think my cousin David bought it for me because he knew I was gonna, how, like people get a chef's knife tattoo if they're
Yeah, yeah, of
when they
course.
become chefs. But okay, so mine at the
I, ha-
moment has.
I have one on my lower back, but I won't show it to you right now.
You do?
Just kidding. Oh, okay. So it's all dented up.
It's all dented up, so I could sharpen it in theory, but I have all these other knives that I use on a daily basis.
I use
So
these. I choose knives based on the colors. I hope I don't drop these on my feet. But
ooh,
this
nice,
is
maybe.
made in Tom Colicchio's company, and then this is Headley and Bennett. And I
Okay,
literally just chose them because I like the red handle and the confetti handle.
nice,
But the made in one is actually really good.
nice.
Um, okay, number three. What's something in your kitchen that was given to you by a loved one that's important to you?
Adam, these are really great questions, by the way. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you so much. And for those who are just joining, Eric had an emergency meeting in the city, which is why he's not in his kitchen, in case you're curious. But we're doing very well. I think you have good answers. So,
I do. I think I do. I know my kitchen very well. It's a very small Frankfurt style kitchen, which means I can reach everything from like my stove. So
yeah.
and then I moved to another apartment once with like a bigger kitchen, and I didn't enjoy cooking in it. And then we moved into a smaller house after
Wow,
that.
that's interesting.
I know. I like a small kitchen. Like your kitchen's not small. Actually, I've seen it in person, but it's like
Yeah.
I like that being able to reach everything. So for me, one of the kind of things that I really use a lot is what is this? This is a utensil holder. It's like a
Okay.
stainless steel utensil holder. And one of my family friends who recently passed away, her name's Helena. Before I went to college, she bought me this like Williams Sonoma set. It came with this, but it also had like a metal like serving spoon, metal serving fork, all the essentials you need to like be in that canister of utensils by your stove. So I always think of her, and it's one of those really special like priceless items that I'll probably keep forever because yeah, it's my utensil holder.
Isn't that funny
That's
how that
love.
works? But like how it could look mundane to an outsider, but like you have all this meaning attached to it. And you know,
Yeah.
there's just yeah, I love that about the kitchen because it's like all the things in my kitchen have some kind of story to it or some little, you know,
Yeah.
a background to it. Um, okay, number four, what's an ingredient that you have that most people don't have in their kitchens?
Um, oh, this one, interesting. Okay. I have this product from Burlap and Barrel. I'm not sure how many people are like flocking to it yet, but it's a shallot powder. So it's
Oh,
you know, like onion powder, garlic powder, but it's
yeah.
shallot, and it's kind of purple, I think, and it's really fragrant. It's like crazy fragrant, and you have to use it wisely. It's almost like asafoetida. I don't know if you've ever cooked with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that.
But basically, it's a purple shallot powder from Burlap and Barrel, and it's very aromatic, and I'm pretty sure most people don't have that.
Good illustration. I have my burlap and barrel stuff here. They just sent me what did they ever send me? They sent me some cool stuff. They always send me things. They sent me lemon sumac pepper,
Ooh.
sumac lemon pepper, and then they sent me toasted pepita pumpkin spice,
Oh,
which has ground up toasted pumpkin seeds in it, which I think is interesting. I'm not sure
oh,
how I'll use it yet.
yeah.
Um, okay, number five, and this is dear to my heart because I care a lot about this. What is your favorite serving dish or plate in your collection?
Oh, okay. I think I think my favorite are this trio. So it's like a really weird number, but it's this trio of they're not quite dinner plates. They're like small, but they're very like frilly. And I probably served dinner on them
Oh yeah.
the night you came over, but they have like an illustration, like a painting on each of
Wait,
them.
Grandma Moses.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Americana.
Yeah, yeah, no, I just gotten come to the Brooklyn Museum when I came over for dinner, and I recognized the painting on your plate. So it was
Yeah.
the Grandma Moses painting. That's so funny.
Those are really special to me because, you know, my partner Paolo and I, when we first started dating, I was helping him move into an apartment in Philly where he went to grad school early in our relationship, and we bought these plates, and I like using them because they're, you know, they originally had the metal clasp on them, so because you're supposed to display them, I guess. But I was like, you know what? I'm in my era of using pretty plates. Like growing up, my mom would buy these things and not never use them, and she
Yeah.
would just hoard them. And now I think she's in the phase of her life now where we're both like, let's buy the pretty thing and let's use it and let's
Yeah,
pretend.
totally. I mean, if you look, I don't know if you can see behind me, but this is
Nice.
a cabinet of plates, and
Yeah,
I have
that's really
so
good.
many bowls, and like, oh my god,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
and like
I,
this plate is from France. It's
I
like a
love
flea
that.
market plate, and
That's
I
the
eat this
market.
all the time. Although it looks like it got scratched or dented. But what's funny is like you're supposed to test these things for like lead or whatever, and I've never done that. So I could be slowly killing myself. Okay, we're ready for round two, the
Nice.
everyday. Okay, this is like a quick one. Number one, what is your go-to olive oil?
Global California or whatever
California. Okay,
that
yeah.
brand. Yeah,
What
it's
is your
that brand. Yeah.
California olive oil? Yeah, yeah. I used to get that when I lived in California. It's funny because like psychologically, when I lived in California, I was like, oh, I have to use the California olive oil, and
Yeah.
now I don't use it because I'm in New York again. Okay, what's your go-to butter?
It's called Breakstone. Maybe it's the cheapest one in a New York market, unsalted, and it comes in sticks. Because my partner loves eating. Sorry, this is supposed to be a fast round, or anyway, yeah.
No, no, the fast round comes later. Sorry,
Okay.
these were just like a couple of quick ones.
Breakstone. I think that's what it's called. It's the red packet.
Now, I find that fascinating because, and also, I also find it liberating because when I go to the supermarket and I'm buying butter, I feel like the presence of like Ina Garten and Julia Child and all these people like behind me, like, oh no, no, you have to get the best, you have to do it. And I end up buying like Land O'Lakes because I think I saw somebody use that on some cooking show that I watch. But do you think it, like in baking, that it makes a huge difference what kind of butter you use, or it doesn't?
No, actually, I recently saw Christina Tosi, or say either Christina Tosi or Melissa, Baked by Melissa. One of them, I think it was Christina Tosi. Like she was using this butter to bake, and it's because it's the cheapest, and but it's not like bad butter. It's
Yeah.
but to be clear, for my partner who's very European and likes bread and butter, he we also buy like a separate Fluria or like a nicer butter, or even just simply like a what's the Irish butter again? The
Oh,
anyway,
K.
well,
Starts with a K.
Kerrygold.
There you go. Yeah.
We'll buy like an eating butter, and then for me, there's like cooking and baking butter. So they serve different purposes. Yeah.
I once did this thing where like I was like, I'm gonna buy Kerrygold to bake with. It's gonna make all my cooking so much different. And it really didn't. It didn't
Uh,
change anything. I mean, the butter fat content is higher.
yeah.
And if I were Kenji or one of the sciencey people, like I could explain to you what that does, but I have no idea. Um, okay, what is your go-to salt?
Yeah, this is my favorite question to answer. Okay, so I always have Diamond Crystal and Morton coarse kosher salt, and like I don't know, few months of the year I might have a little box of flaky sea salt Malden. But the reason for the Morton is I really, especially earlier in my career, I enjoyed writing recipes with Morton because it was the salt that everyone could get um, in uh, in non-coastal grocery stores, right?
Hmm.
And I have this whole thing where, you know, on the coast, in the East Coast and the West, like all of the professional recipe developers and food writers and chefs cook with Diamond Crystal, and so they would write their recipes with Diamond Crystal. But then everyone else in the world, like all the actual readers of these recipes, they only had access to Morton. So they would use Morton. And because of the way, the salt falls into the spoon, basically, if a recipe is written in Diamond Crystal and you use Morton, your food will be too salty.
Yeah.
But if a recipe is written in with Morton and you use Diamond Crystal, then you're fine. So that was my
Um,
always my big like soapboxy thing, and I liked Morton because it's so visible. I'm used to the feeling of it in my hands. I will say that as I've gotten older and my tongue has been shot after many years of developing recipes, I kind of I'm really into the Diamond Crystal now because it's a little
yeah.
gentler, and I'm as a more advanced cook now. I'm trying to amp up the umami or the savoriness, through like coaxing flavor out. And so my technique makes room for gentler salt that you scaffold as you cook. So
Mm,
my answer is kind of both, but
yeah.
it's changed with time for sure.
It's funny because I've noticed recipes now will say like use 1 tablespoon of Diamond Crystal or half a teaspoon of Morton. So like,
Yeah,
or half a tablespoon of Morton. And because I feel like people are starting to acknowledge because
yeah.
Morton's kosher salt is pretty grainy. It's like large granules, right?
It's very coarse.
Yeah, I used to cook with that. That was my main salt. And then at some point, I think back when Twitter was a thing, I said
Yeah.
like, what should I use? And I remember like Francis Lamb and like all these people are like Diamond Crystal, Diamond Crystal. So I was like, okay, Diamond Crystal.
I also,
Finally, for this question, what is your go-to vinegar?
ooh, my go-to vinegar. Man, this changes so much. But I think my favorite vinegar of all time is sherry vinegar.
Hmm.
Um, my gochujang butter noodles call for sherry vinegar or rice vinegar, but sherry vinegar, it has a certain like, I don't know, amontillado, like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I just use
Like,
that word randomly, but it
no,
has
like a nuttiness to it, right?
a nuttiness. It has like, yeah, I don't know. I almost want to say muskiness, but it has something in it that's a little more like fermented, and I like the flavor of it. Obviously, it like kind of tastes, it smells and tastes like sherry, which is really special in its own way and reminds me of like the cooking of the 1950s. But I have to
Mhm.
say that right now I'm really into distilled white vinegar. I think when I first started writing recipes for American audiences, a lot of people looked down on white distilled vinegar, but not understanding that all these other cultures outside of the West use kind of a concentrated vinegar because you get acid without flavor. And
Hmm.
I like that idea of adding acid without, kind of like the flavor profile that will muddy what you're already creating in there.
Mhm.
So when I'm trying to create like a very clean, perfect sauce, highlights like one vegetable, I'll probably use white distilled vinegar.
And you can just add a lot of it and clean your pot at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, number two for the round two category, the everyday. What is your go-to plate or bowl when you just want to grab a bite? Like, do you have a favorite, just like everyday plate or bowl?
Yeah, I have a I have a plate that I bought a set of like diner plates. You know those like very sturdy
Mhm.
off-white gray like, and they have a green circle around it.
Yeah,
I have those, and they almost just look more like coffee coasters or something. But I love them because it's the right size, it's the right
yeah,
shape for like a little snack, and I use those a lot. Yeah.
love that. What is something in your refrigerator right now left over from a cooking session?
Oh my God, I'm developing recipes right now in a batch, so I have a lot of crap.
What's
But
the one you're most excited to eat again?
I'm excited to eat some of this leftover kimchi jjigae I made with chicken. I have a kimchi chicken stew coming out in my column
Ooh.
this month, and it's a very special dish to me. And of course, we ate all the chicken already, so what's left is all that like schmaltzy, like stewed kimchi. And when you don't have a protein, when I don't have a protein, but I have some kimchi jjigae, I really love frying up some eggs. So that's like a
Oh,
very classic, like once a week meal for me. Some kimchi stew, some fried eggs, and white rice, and it's very, very like it like centers me every week. Yeah.
isn't that amazing how like you can transform just like leftover anything into dinner just by putting a fried egg on it? I love doing that.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. Yeah.
um, what's something in your kitchen? Okay, this is a good one. What's something in the kitchen that's very much not yours and is very much Paolo's?
Yeah, he has a very clunky uh Italian coffee maker. No, coffee grinder. It's like a hand crank,
Uh,
and I can barely use it because it's so like
yeah.
intense. But he likes it because it apparently it's so clunky, it's so heavy, it's so big, but it grinds the coffee I love perfectly. And I don't care about coffee that much. Like I just need it in my body.
Yes.
So it's definitely his thing, but I feel bad. I when he moved into my apartment, I made him throw out a lot of things because yeah, we don't have that much space, and I'm the one who cooks the most. But I made him get rid of this potato ricer, and I've regretted it since then because you have no idea how many times I've sat in the kitchen and been like, I need a ricer right
Yeah.
now. What?
You needed to make gnocchi, you needed to make all kinds of things.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah.
He even uses it to make pomodoro. He'll put a whole tomato in there and he'll kind of like squeeze it. Yeah. So
Wow.
you get chunkiness, but you also get like just no skin, which is nice.
Love that. What is the ingredient that you go to again and again to give things that Eric Kim flair?
Sorry. Um, I think I would say three crabs fish sauce. I don't know. There's just so much savoriness in it. It's a certain specific brand, but I my
Okay.
mom use my mom uses it for her kimchi. But I don't know. It's like I rotate between Worcestershire sauce. How do you say Worcestershire sauce?
You're saying it better than I could. Worcestershire sauce?
Okay, Worcestershire sauce. Uh, sorry, fish sauce or
Mm.
soy sauce, and I rotate between those three. But the most delicious, in my opinion, is the fish sauce because there's like there's MSG in there. It's very it's just like an instant umami boost.
I'm mostly familiar with Red Boat, so
Right,
this is good to know another brand. What's it called?
different. Yeah,
Called three
three crabs.
three crabs. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
look for that when we hang out. I knew that this conversation was gonna lead me to like go buy a bunch of stuff, and now I'm gonna buy that. So
yeah. You can go to Tanichi and it'll be
oh,
there. Yeah,
great. I love going there.
it's a really great. Yeah, it's my favorite fish sauce. Yeah,
Well, we're doing. I feel like this is going great so far. How are you feeling about things?
feeling really good. Yeah.
I think we did a good job of like adjusting, outside your kitchen. I feel like I'm getting lots of good information and I get to use my imagination. And now we're going to go to round three. Let's get random.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, what is the grossest thing in your kitchen?
Uh, I have what is the grossest thing? I have we're pretty good at like we're pretty good at clearing it up, but I do have a very old tube of a tomato paste. I think I don't use tomato paste that much. I always forget I have it, but
Yeah.
I hate I hate tubes. Like I think food in tubes is really gross because I associate it with toothpaste, and I'm always worried about the gunk on the edges getting like weird and crusty. And I have a
Buttery.
weird like I'm grossed out by tube food.
You would not do well in outer space if they were like feeding
I
you food
know.
too. It's funny because like I was thinking like what's my answer, and I had a butternut squash that I cut in half and I had wrapped it in plastic, and I had it in the refrigerator for a while, and I kept looking at it and be like, wow, that's such a hearty vegetable. Like it's really like holding up really well. And then I lifted it up the other day and it had like mold growing all over the bottom. Disgusting.
It's
Um,
devastating.
number two, what is the most surprising thing in your kitchen?
Oh, surprising thing. Okay, I have this. This is kind of gross. This is maybe the grossest thing I have. It's sometimes in my bathroom, sometimes in my kitchen, but it's a blue plastic bucket, and I use it to. Sorry.
Yes. What do you
This
use
is
it for?
this is such a New York thing, but every New York apartment I've always had like one like big bucket, and I use it to toss salads. I use it to make kimchi because you just need a big container. But I also use it to bathe my dog because she's in the bathtub, and I kind of like, you know,
Eric,
I,
you're really about to bring down your whole career right now in this video.
it's all right.
You're gonna beg
It's
me to take this down.
no, that's okay. I don't care. But it's the biggest. I don't want a career anymore. Just saying. It's the biggest. It's the biggest just vessel have, and I used to like rinse I used to rinse my dog with my Dutch oven, like, which is crazy. It's like, imagine just like, cause like you just need a big thing that has, I don't know. And it's the same kind of bucket that I would use. Like one time I flooded my apartment and I used a bucket to like scoop up the water and, fling it out. Like you're in a New York apartment. You don't really have, like my mom has ones that are big enough to like bathe children. So I don't have that. So it's, yeah, I wash it. I wash it in between
This
uses.
is why your dog smells like kimchi and why your kimchi smells like dog. Now it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well,
The secret ingredient.
did not see that coming, but I loved it. That was a great answer. Number three, do you keep any cookbooks in your kitchen? If so, which ones?
Hey, I really don't. With that said, I live in a tiny New York apartment, so the office is like a foot away. So there's a whole library of cookbooks in there. But I really don't keep cookbooks in the kitchen because I rarely cook out of them. Like recently I was doing salsa research, so I had Salsa Daddy, Rick Martinez's book. But I don't leave things in kitchens. I always put them back. Well, I usually just put them on my side table next to my bed, or I put them back on the shelf. Um, but I don't do the thing I used to. I used to when I was learning how to cook. I had like Nigella Lawson's How to Eat on a music stand, because I lived it was like a kitchenette, but I don't do that. No.
I have a music stand in my kitchen.
Yeah, I think I saw
I,
that.
I know that it's not PC anymore because Roald Dahl apparently was an anti-Semite. But anyway, this is his revolting recipes, which I love
Nice.
to keep. I never cooked from it, but I love to have it. Okay, and number five, oh no, number four, do you play music in your kitchen, and how do you play it if you do?
Oh, I personally don't. My partner puts on Spotify a lot, but I do put in headphones and I like to listen to a podcast. I'm always listening to Sounds Like a Cult. I listen to Taste Cooking, which I always describe as the community bulletin board for food media.
Yeah,
For you know,
it's
if
true.
you,
It's very
it's very
inside baseball.
pretty inside. But everyone in your community has probably listened to it. Like
Oh yeah, I love that
every
podcast. Yeah.
yeah. I listen to podcasts, not really music. Yeah.
That's interesting. I've been listening to audiobooks, and it's actually kind of comforting. Like I listened to Barbara Streisand's memoir, um, and it lasted like almost a year because it's like 800
Um,
pages long or 1,000 pages long.
oh,
So, and that's kind of fun
wow.
to sort of like spend that time with somebody. Now I'm
Yeah.
starting Liza Minnelli's, if in case you didn't know I was gay or not.
I
That's what I'm up to now.
love
Um,
that. It's sort of
number,
like
yeah.
you're always gonna remember that book
Yeah.
because it sort of guides you through a year of cooking. That's cool.
Number five in this category, and this closes out the category. Do you have a favorite utensil?
Yeah, I do. Kushbu Shah wrote about this recently. All throughout my 20s in New York City, I was using these regular spoons from a set that my mom gifted me when I left home. But so I never had the Korean ones with the long handle. Like a Korean spoon is really specific. It sort of looks like this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your drawing. You have to go back to it.
It looks like this.
Okay. Oh,
And
interesting.
it's metal and it's really nice to use. And I would always go home and use those spoons. And then it took me like till my early 30s or almost mid 30s to kind of realize I like those spoons and they make food taste good. And also they're great for cooking, for stirring a pot. It's like they're really special. So I stole like four of them and I always reach for that spoon. I always give Paolo the other spoon because he doesn't care.
And when you drew it, there was like a little slit in it. Is that to like scoop up the sauce?
No, that's just because I didn't complete the circle. But it does look
Oh,
like
okay.
it looks like a little fist. No, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's a regular
Oh,
circle. But what's really I just like the way it, you know, goes in the
yeah,
mouth. It's
yeah.
like I don't know, it's very like delicate and like it doesn't how some spoons are cut so that they like cut your mouth?
Hmm.
I think that's like these never do that.
Um, yeah. No, I want to. I've never seen one. I have to check that out.
Mhm,
Okay, we're going to our final round now, called the drill, and this is where we're going to go through your go-to items. You ready?
mhm.
Your go-to mustard.
Almonds. I like an English mustard, a yellow mustard.
Really? Even when you make like a salad dressing or something?
For sure. Yeah. It's everyone's all Dijon obsessed, but I try to I like the pure flavor of a yellow mustard. It's closer to like a German mustard as well. It's just like more mustardy in my opinion.
Okay, I would not have seen it. Wow, my mind is blown right now. Your go-to soy sauce.
Ooh, you know, I I almost don't want to say it, but I use Kikkoman
Yeah.
because I know that that's what everyone's using. But when I'm seasoning my own food that's not a recipe development project, I will use I mean I like I go to the Tenichi Mart or the Asian market and I buy a bottle of like one of the more artisanal ones. And once I started doing that, I was able to kind of see like, wow, there's a world of soy sauce and
Hmm.
there are very like there are nuances in like the nicer ones that are kind of like delicious. And then there's this bottle that I'm trying to stretch out for the rest of my life. But do you know Manchi, Emily Kim?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she came over for dinner once and she brought me a bottle of her homemade soy sauce. And it's like
Wow.
it's so funky. It like has the flavor of tenjang. I don't know if you know that fermented soybean paste. It's like the older sister to gochujang. But I really love it because it's like such an old taste that I haven't tasted that since my grandmother, passed away. So it's sort of a special bottle of soy sauce that I save for
Oh my
when I
God.
when I like just want a late night bowl of white rice and a teeny bit of like, umami and maybe a little butter. It's really good.
That sounds so good. I was going to ask you, have you heard of this brand? I got this as a gift from somebody. Ado.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Is it nice?
I haven't opened it yet, but
Yeah.
it's a silky soy sauce. I was going to use it for my cooking, but it says it's for drizzling, dipping, and finishing. So I'm going to try that later.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your go-to cinnamon brand? Like spices like cinnamon. Like when you're using like spices like that, what do you use? McCormick? Do you use Burlap and Barrel? Where do you go?
Burlap and barrel,
Yeah,
for
their
cinnamon. Yeah.
their cinnamon
For
is
sure.
amazing. Royal
I
cinnamon,
know. Yeah,
so good.
it's so good.
Okay, what is your go-to breakfast food?
Yeah, I love this question. Rice.
Really?
Like I kind of thought about it and rice is a cereal, isn't it? Or I
Yeah,
don't know. It's
yeah.
it's
They
a
use
grain.
rice like
So
Rice
so
Krispies.
yeah, I prefer like some savory food in the morning. I'll be honest, I don't really eat in the morning, so
Yeah,
not much. But if it's a weekend and I've slept in and my partner hasn't eaten yet, I'll be like, let me just clear out the fridge, make up a bunch of like small dishes, and then we'll have some white rice, and that's my breakfast grain of choice.
that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Um, and you mentioned coffee not really being your thing, but when you buy coffee beans, what kind of coffee beans do you buy?
I don't buy beans. I buy I buy the pre-ground hazelnut Dunkin' Donuts coffee because I can get it on Fresh Direct and I can get it at any grocery store. I can get it at my local corner store, and I really like it because it's a comforting taste and it's good enough. And I don't have to grind anything in the morning. I just use it and I go through like one of those a week. And I realized that I've been drinking this coffee since college. Some of my early columns, mentioned this coffee, and it's nice to know that I haven't changed that much. I'm kind of a monster in the morning. I would say I'm not a morning person.
It makes me wonder, like, I think you're sort of casual about like coffee and certain things, but what are you the least casual about when it comes to ingredients? Like, which ingredient, like, will you really turn up your nose if it's not the best version of it, or is there anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, all the things we've discussed, fish sauce, for sure. And I would say I I like to buy a nice olive oil. Like if I'm not using the California brand, there's this one from Sicily. I don't remember the what it's called, but it's like a splurge for sure. But I feel like soy sauce and olive oil are similar in that the bad ones are really bad and the good ones are really good. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you use a lot of something. For me, yeah, I would say olive oil. I'm pretty. I don't always use the California brand. If I'm gifted something or if I feel that I'm going to be making a lot of salads, like in the summer, I'll buy a nicer olive oil because I want it to like taste good and be not rancid and like bitter and yeah. I don't know. Wait, can I ask you what is your I don't know in terms of like what do you splurge on?
Well, definitely olive oil. I mean, I was just
Yeah.
thinking, I get this Printoya
Oh,
one.
that's the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You use this one. Yeah, I love it. I actually use it for my everyday cooking. I buy it like bulk online. Um,
Nice. That's the
so
one. That
yeah,
one's flavorful. I I was developing a recipe for where olive oil was front and center. It was an olive oil mashed potato, and I couldn't use the fancy one that the chef calls for, which some grocery stores in Brooklyn do sell. But I found that that one had the most flavor that
yeah.
could like really like give you that olive oil mashed potato flavor. Yeah,
I love it.
nice.
Um, okay, I have two more for you, but if anybody who's watching right now has a question for Eric, put it in the comments because we're almost done. This is a 30 to 40-minute show and we're 33-minute mark. So if you want to know about Eric's kitchen, he will draw you whatever it is you want to know about. And my final two drill questions are: what is your go-to pasta brand when you make pasta?
It's the blue blocks with the yellow outline.
Oh,
Cheers.
oh, DeCecco?
The Checo? Yeah, because I remember back in the day, Nigella one time was like, "This is the brand I buy," and I actually really I like that pasta. It's like a good standard pasta. I
I
think.
was gonna say about coffee, it's funny is that like I was just like you because I went to college and I went to Dunkin' Donuts all the time to the point where like I ate the bagels there and growing up in a Jewish community where like you eat really good bagels. And the first time I had a Dunkin' Donuts bagel, I was like, oh, but then I kind of like trained myself to like it because it was the only bagel I could get near the campus. And I really
Yeah,
liked it. But with coffee, when I married Craig, he's from Seattle and he's such a coffee snob. And I will say what has happened over the years is like my palate has changed, and now I'm a
yeah.
coffee snob. And my parents at home have a Keurig machine,
Oh
and
yeah,
so
me too.
you have one too.
My parents do.
Oh, your parents do, and Craig is such a snob about it. So he asks if they'll take out their old coffee maker so he can bring his own coffee. And my mom thinks that's like the most decadent, over the top things. Like, oh, does Craig need the coffee maker? And it's like it really is just like pull it out, plug it in. Okay, this is my final question to you. You've been such a good sport. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of the Kitchen Treasure Hunt. My last question to you is: which dish soap do you use?
Okay, I use Ivory because
Oh,
my mother swears by it. Like when I was growing up, my mom's hands would kind of blister and dry because she hadn't discovered the right lotion, I guess, or she was doing too much, you know, housework.
right.
And I think she found that Ivory dishwash soap was the only one that didn't like blister her hands. It didn't dry her hands out. So I love Ivory, and I
Mm,
think she also likes it because it foams well. So
yeah.
we always try to get Ivory. If I don't have Ivory, I'm always very disappointed in Like, the soaps that don't lather and like,
Yeah.
I hate that stuff. But Ivory soap, it's a good dishwash soap.
My go-to soap, and it's so funny. So Joy, Lemon Joy, I I love this. I like the lemon smell, and I like how it suds up. But during the pandemic, I remember like you were only allowed to buy one bottle of it at the grocery store. Everything was like kind of limited,
Oh, yeah.
and I remember like when the pandemic ended and I could buy as much Joy as I want, I felt like it was like the ultimate freedom. I was like grabbing Joy off the shelves, and so I get very happy when I find my Joy, which is appropriate because it's called Joy.
Yeah,
Um,
and you must have a, nostalgic attachment to the smell as
yeah,
well, right?
the
Me too.
lemon. I like that lemon smell. Um,
Yeah.
well, Eric, thank you so much for
Thank you.
participating in Kitchen Treasure Hunt. And hopefully, we'll have you back again and we'll be in your kitchen.
Yeah. I'll show you my kitchen next time.
Yeah, but this is great. You did great. And have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks for letting me draw the things.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.